Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about conformations of cyclohexane. In our last video, we have discussed about the stability of cycloalkanes using Bayer-Stein theory, and we also described the limitations of Bayer-Stein theory. And this video is just on continuation of the previous one. And if you didn't watch the previous video about the Bayer-Stein theory, the link is given in the description. You can view it. And let's go into the topic. Before discussing about the conformations of cyclohexane, let us briefly summarize the key points of Bayer-Stein theory. Bayer assumed all the cycloalkanes as planar, and he also concluded that cyclopentane is the most stable cycloalkane. In the planar structure of cyclopentane, the internal bond angle is 108 degree, which is very close to the typical tetrahedral bond angle 109.5 degree, and hence the angle strain is minimum in cyclopentane. However, this planar structure will experience torsional strain due to eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. This torsional strain is reduced by moving one or two carbons away from the plane that makes cyclopentane as envelope shape, and this is the envelope shape of cyclopentane. Even in the envelope shape of cyclopentane, there exists torsional strain. Compared to planar structure, the torsional strain is reduced, but it is not completely removed. So as suggested by Bayer, in case if cyclohexane is planar, it will experience angle strain as well as maximum torsional strain due to eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. This makes cyclohexane to be less stable than cyclopentane. And this is the planar structure of cyclohexane. The internal bond angle is 120 degree, that deviates from the typical tetrahedral bond angle of 109.5 degree, resulting in angle strain. Not only angle strain, if we look at the structure via carbon-carbon bonds, almost all the carbon-carbon bonds are eclipsing each other. That creates maximum torsional strain. So angle strain as well as maximum torsional strain makes cyclohexane to be less stable. But in actual, the heat of combustion as well as heat of hydrogenation values suggested that cyclohexane is more stable than cyclopentane. This is due to the non-planar conformations of cyclohexane. Cyclohexane avoids torsional strain as well as the angle strain by adapting to non-planar conformations, particularly chair conformation. And this is the chair conformation of cyclohexane. Look at the bond angle, which is almost the typical tetrahedral bond angle of 109.5 degree. As well as this particular conformation is free from the torsional strain. See that the dihedral angle between all the hydrogens, see if you consider these two green hydrogens, the dihedral angle is 60 degree, and hence it experiences the minimum torsional strain. So this particular conformation is free from angle strain as well as torsional strain. That makes cyclohexane to be more stable than cyclopentane. So not only chair conformations, cyclohexane forms a number of different conformers like boat conformation, twisted boat, etc. So we are going to see one by one and the stability of each conformation. So these are the various conformations of cyclohexane: chair conformation, twisted boat conformation, half chair conformation, boat conformation. In the upcoming part of the video, we will be discussing about each conformation and the angle strain as well as the torsional strain present in such conformations of cyclohexane. Now let's go for the conformational analysis of cyclohexane, and let's begin with chair conformation. And chair conformation is the most stable conformation of cyclohexane. See, this is the chair conformation. If we flip the ring, we will end up with another chair conformation. See that if we flip first and fourth carbon, that means if first carbon goes down and if fourth carbon comes up, we will get another chair conformation, and the corresponding 3D images are given here. So as discussed earlier, the bond angle in chair conformation of cyclohexane is very close to the ideal value, that is tetrahedral bond angle of 109.5 degree. Look at the 3D image of chair conformation of cyclohexane. Note down the shape of carbon in this conformation. Almost all the carbons will have tetrahedral shape. Just look at this carbon. See, this is having the perfect tetrahedral geometry. So this conformation is free from angle strain. As well as it has no torsional strain because all the CH bonds are staggered to each other. Look at the small clip. If we view the conformation through carbon-carbon bonds, almost all the hydrogens are staggered to each other. That is, dihedral angle is 60 degree between these two adjacent hydrogens. So chair conformation experiences no angle strain as well as no torsional strain, makes it more stable than other conformations of cyclohexane. This particular picture depicts the Newman projection of chair conformation of cyclohexane. Now let us examine the half chair conformation. We already studied that the two chair conformations of cyclohexane are interconverted by means of ring flipping. Between two chair conformations, half chair conformation, boat conformation, twisted conformation will form. If one takes one end of the chair conformation of cyclohexane and pulls it up, then we will have half chair conformation. Just see this. From the chair conformation, if we pull one carbon up, that results in the formation of half chair conformation. And the energy of half chair conformation is 10.8 kilocalorie per mole, which is high than chair conformation because half chair conformation experiences angle strain as well as torsional strain. But the energy of half chair conformation is lesser than that of typical planar cyclohexane conformation. Just look at the 3D image of half chair conformation. See, almost 5 carbon atoms lie in one plane and 1 carbon atom will lie in above the plane. So the carbon which are marked gray will have the internal bond angle of 120 degree. See that this internal bond angle will be 120 degree, which is higher than the typical tetrahedral bond angle, and hence this experiences angle strain. And the carbon which is above the plane will not experience angle strain because it is having the perfect tetrahedral shape. So few carbon atoms in half chair conformation will not experience angle strain, and few carbon atoms in the half chair conformation will experience angle strain. So the energy of the half chair conformation is lesser than the typical flat hexagon, but it is higher than the chair conformation of cyclohexane. So not only angle strain, half chair conformation also experiences torsional strain due to two carbon-carbon bonds which are fully eclipsed and two carbon-carbon bonds which are partially eclipsed. The another two carbon-carbon bonds are staggered to each other. Just see this clip. See, in this case, it is shown that the fully eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. Here it is shown that partially eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. Look at the dihedral angle. It is not exactly 60 degree. It is slightly lesser than 60 degree. So it creates partial eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. And this case, the hydrogens are exactly staggered to each other because the dihedral angle is 60 degree. The angle strain as well as the torsional strain of half chair conformation makes it unstable than chair conformation. Now let us examine twisted boat conformation. Further pulling up the same carbon from the half chair conformation, resulting in the formation of twisted boat conformation. And drawing don't do any adequate justice. To understand the angle strain as well as torsional strain, we need to have models or three-dimensional images to understand the strain present in this particular conformation. Twisted boat conformation is more stable than half chair conformation but less stable than chair conformation, and the energy of the conformer is 5.5 kilocalorie per mole. And the carbon atom in the twisted boat conformation have tetrahedral bond angle value of 109.5 degree, and hence no angle strain is present in twisted boat conformation, yet it is less stable than chair conformation due to torsional strain. And this is the three-dimensional image of twisted boat conformation. Look at the carbon atoms. See that every carbon atom will have the tetrahedral shape. If you particularly look at one carbon atom, we can clearly see that it is having perfect tetrahedral geometry. So this particular conformation is free from angle strain. Although twisted boat conformation is free from angle strain, it is comparatively less stable than chair conformation due to torsional strain of some of the eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds. View this clip. Here the carbon-carbon bonds are fully eclipsed and creates torsional strain, and in this case it is partially eclipsed. Now let us examine boat conformation. Further pulling up the same carbon atom from the twisted boat conformation, resulting in the formation of boat conformation. So as like twisted boat conformation is also free from angle strain, but it has torsional strain due to some eclipsing carbon-carbon bonds, that also similar to the twisted boat conformation. Look at the three-dimensional image of boat conformation and note down the shape of carbon atoms in the boat conformation. All the carbon atoms will have perfect tetrahedral geometry and hence it is free from angle strain. If you look at the particularly one carbon atom, you can clearly see that it is having the perfect tetrahedral geometry. And as like twisted boat conformation, some carbon-carbon bonds are fully eclipsed and some carbon-carbon bonds are partially eclipsed. But the energy of boat conformation is higher than that of twisted boat conformation. You can see the values, it is 7.5 kilocalorie per mole. But just recall the energy of twisted boat conformation, it is only 5.5 kilocalorie per mole. So what could be the reason? So in addition to torsional strain, it is also having Flack-Fold interaction between hydrogen atom on first and fourth carbon. So see that if it is taken as first carbon, this will be the fourth carbon. There exists a Flack-Fold interaction, that is van der Waals interaction between these two hydrogens, resulting in increase in energy compared to twisted boat conformation. And this is the overall energy profile diagram of cyclohexane. Chair conformation is the most stable conformation because it is free from angle strain as well as torsional strain, and half chair conformation is the least stable conformation because it experiences both angle strain as well as torsional strain. And in the case of twisted boat conformation and boat conformation, the angle strain is absent, but due to eclipsing interaction it experiences torsional strain and hence it is having more energy than the chair conformation. But in the case of boat conformation, in addition to torsional strain, the Flack-Fold interaction is also present, that makes the energy of boat conformation slightly higher than that of twisted boat conformation. So if we talk about the stability, the order of stability, chair conformation, which is more stable than twisted boat conformation, which is more stable than boat conformation, which is more stable than half chair conformation. Now let us learn how to draw the chair conformation of cyclohexane in a two-dimensional paper. First, draw two slanting lines parallel to each other, then another two parallel lines, and just connect everything. See that drawing parallel line opposite to each other is the secret in drawing the chair conformation of cyclohexane. And you can see, you can draw the another form of chair conformation also. That's all. And this is the corresponding three-dimensional image of chair conformations of cyclohexane. There are two different kinds of bonds in the chair conformation of cyclohexane, namely axial and equatorial bonds. The stereochemistry of substituted cyclohexane largely depends on axial and equatorial bonds, and I will be posting a separate video on the stereochemistry of cyclohexane in the near future. First, let us learn what is axial bonds. Out of 12 bonds, 6 are axial and 6 are equatorial, and axial bonds are parallel to each other and to the principal axis. Let's learn what is principal axis. Principal axis is nothing but the axis which is perpendicular to the average plane of cyclohexane ring. Out of 6 axial bonds, 3 are facing up and 3 are facing down. Similarly, out of 6 equatorial bonds, it forms 3 sets of 2 parallel bonds. That means if we give the numbering from 1 to 6 carbon, the bonds of first and fourth carbon are parallel. See that first and fourth carbon are parallel, 2 and 5 are parallel, 3 and 6 are parallel. If we further look into the equatorial bonds, each equatorial bond is parallel to 2 other carbon-carbon bonds as well as one another equatorial bond. Just see this. If you consider the equatorial bond at the second carbon, it is parallel to the equatorial bond at fifth carbon as well as it is parallel to C1 C6 bond as well as C3 C4 bond. Similarly, the other equatorial bonds are also parallel to 2 other carbon-carbon bonds and another equatorial bond. And axial and equatorial bonds undergo interconversion when a chair conformation flips to each other. So when we flip the chair conformation from one to another, see that the axial bond becomes equatorial. See, in this case, the axial bond is mentioned as blue. When we flip the ring, it becomes equatorial. And this flips occurs very rapidly, approximately 1 million such interconversion per second. So although so many interconversion takes place and 99% of the molecule present in chair conformation, only 1% exists in boat, twisted boat or half chair conformations. So that's all about the conformations of cyclohexane, and thank you so much for listening the video. And if you have any further queries or doubts, you can post it in the comment section or you can reach me at my mail. Thank you so much.